Our shareholders want more Bitcoin per share. They think if we get more Bitcoin per share, that's creating shareholder value. That means we're pursuing BTC yield. Whenever we can do a capital markets transaction that's accretive and generates more Bitcoin per share, we'll do it. We have the ability to sell equity into the market at a premium to net asset value. We have the ability to issue convertible bonds. We have the ability to generate operating cash flow. We're just going to keep generating more Bitcoin per share any way we possibly can by selling the volatility of the asset class and then sweeping it into the underlying asset.
So in this clip, Michael Saylor is telling you what Microstrategy's plan is. They're going to keep selling the underlying asset, that being the Microstrategy stock, and then they're going to convert that directly into Bitcoin and then prop that up under the underlying asset on the balance sheet. It's an infinite money loop. If you don't get it, what's going on, you might miss out this long trade that could turn into a Berkshire Hathaway-esque stock investment. And with that, what's happening in Crypto Crew? Sean's coming back at you, another cryptocurrency video. We'll hear more from Michael before this is out, but we have some more updates, more news. Taking a look at Van Eck, one of the world's top investment firms, released its 2050 Bitcoin price prediction. It is very interesting because look at this. Their worst case is $130,000. So not quite sure why so low, because look at the base case. The base case, you're talking about $2.9 million. Then the best case, $52 million. So you got $130,000 all the way to $52 million. Definitely an interesting take from Van Eck. This isn't just made up. Look, here it is right here. 2050 valuation scenarios from the Global Medium Exchange and Reserve Asset. This is on vaneck.com. So this is definitely a legitimate news update. Bitcoin did pull back, but look what we're seeing. The EMA Bollinger Band flipped resistance to support. And what happens next? This blast off. Flip resistance to support, and then blast off. Last time this happened, new all-time highs were around the corner. And as we look at Bitcoin price, at the current time of recording, is coming in right below 61,000. It fluctuated almost up to 62. But if we zoom closer into the price action, what do we see? What do we anticipate? We see this huge candle right here. Now, will we go any higher? Now, this green horizontal line, which acted as support, we sort of kissed and ran into. So will we see lower price action? Are we out of the weeds yet? It seems like the sentiment is changing around. Could we have a continuation to the upside? Is this bottom in? But now back to the MicroStrategy play. MicroStrategy is now ranked the 315th largest U.S. company by market capitalization. So note this, market cap, $26.4 billion. As you see here, they jumped Cloudflare, Dollar General, Zscaler, and are right behind quite a few others that could jump up out of the 300s into the 200s. Will MicroStrategy be a long-term investment? Look at the chart here. We see it's just been trading in this symmetrical wedge pattern. When you come into this in a bullish fashion, it's a higher probability that you'll be breaking out of this in a bullish fashion. So where do we see MicroStrategy going for the rest of this cycle? Well, we took a look at the price action. Current time is recording. At the close, MicroStrategy is around $136. Now at the open, because Bitcoin did have some run up, we'll probably see MicroStrategy come in over 140, maybe in the 145 range. We'll see tomorrow, but what do we see? What do we anticipate? We have this horizontal resistance that MicroStrategy ran up to in February of 2021 and then had this retracement. And now we came back up and ran into this and then flipped this resistance to support and double bottomed out of it. Where could we be going? What patterns do we see? So if this is some type of just flip resistance to support, you pull this down, from top to bottom, and you see this technical target go back up to $916. So that's from where we are right now, in $136, $916. You'd be looking at roughly a 583% gain. Now, another scenario, look at the blue line. If this is looked at as resistance, we can't hit this once, twice got rejected. So could this be just one huge cup with the handle pattern forming? And then how do you measure this? Well, we did this for you already. We pulled from the most bottom point of this up until the neckline, and then wherever this would break out from. This could break out by the end of the year. as speculation of being entered into the S&P, and it would be a breakout from the neckline. This would take MicroStrategy back up to $2,000, where it was pre-split. When MicroStrategy came up to here, this was $19.99, as you see, $199, and then it had a retracement. This is pre-split, so this is $1,999. So could MicroStrategy do a major run up back up to $2,000? And will we see another split within the next 12 to 24 months? That'll be interesting to track, but the bigger question is, how much Bitcoin can you make off this MicroStrategy trade? Look at this here. This is on MSTR-tracker.com. You can look at the MSTR NAV multiplier versus the Bitcoin price. And what does this see? You have this linear regression line greater than 40K. That's this green line. Then you got the second order regression, which is this orange line. And then you got the latest point, which is the red line. So right now, the red line is trading at around 2x as far as the premium goes. You can see that in NAV premium right here, Bitcoin per share. And you can see all the metrics here. MicroStrategy's outstanding shares, 194 million, because when they did the 10x split, that makes 10x more shares. But the big thing to pay attention to is look at the x-axis. You see Bitcoin at 100K, 150K, 200K, 250K. And if these lines are extrapolated, where would this go with the NAV premium? Right here, this would be a 7.53x premium compared to where we are right now at a 2x premium. So you'd be looking at roughly a 3.5x gain against Bitcoin from present day at the 2x premium to the 7.53x premium. So that's the linear regression line. Note that. What if it goes up to the second order regression? Note up here at 250K, you're looking at a NAV premium of a 20x compared to the 2x. That's a 10x appreciation on your Bitcoin from where it is right now to 2x. So keep all this in mind. No one knows how this is going to play out because this is our first time in history seeing something like this as far as a company putting a volatile asset, the world's hardest money, Bitcoin, on its balance sheet and owning over 1% of the circulating supply. So as Bitcoin increases, will we see one of these trend lines continue to be the opportunity, the premium against Bitcoin? Now, if you think it's going to stay down below 2, then you might not want to take this play. But either way, a 2x trade against your Bitcoin, you're still getting some type of premium. Will it ever go below this? That's the risk in investing. But the upside's a lot higher than the downside. Remember, MicroStrategy owns over 226,000 Bitcoins at the current time it's recording. And they're about to purchase 2 billion more. They're going to continue to buy. So how much Bitcoin could they have when it's all said and done? Time will definitely tell. Let's get the latest from MicroStrategy's Michael Saylor and see what he has to say about the latest for MicroStrategy. Let's hear from Michael.
Michael, I'm going to start calling you Last Laugh Saylor because you always seem to get the last laugh. Even with the pullback, you put out a chart that's really amazing. MicroStrategy is outperforming everything since you adopted it as a strategy. It's crushed everything. Look at the green arrow. It's crushed everything. So I know you feel vindicated, but there's more, right?
Look, Bitcoin is volatile, but volatility is a signal of high energy. Rivers, waterfalls, fires, and windstorms are volatile. They just contain energy that we can harness. And so this digital asset is creating tens of billions of dollars of credit and liquidity at all times for everybody, everywhere in the world. And it's attracting massive amounts of capital, and that's what's driving that superior performance. MicroStrategy is just levering the most powerful idea in the world right now.
Yeah, but when you decided to go down this route, we've had many conversations. It was really nuts. And even now, critics, I heard folks talking about it just in the last couple, days. Oh, it was supposed to be sort of when the world's going to hell in a handbasket. It was supposed to be a safe haven, and it's not. What do you tell folks who still aren't convinced, in part because it's not a safe haven per se?
What I say is Bitcoin's a solution to everybody's problem. Investors are worried about regulation, taxes, torts, and antitrust. Economists are worried about the deficit and the debt. Individuals want to deal with inflation, and they're worried about opportunity. Companies can't compete with megacorps. Those who understand Bitcoin buy Bitcoin. Those who don't criticize Bitcoin. With Bitcoin, individuals can outrun the inflation, investors can beat the market, corporations can outgrow the competition, and countries can revitalize their economies and boost their currencies by tapping into digital capital. All great empires are built on productive property that you can defend. And the Lummis Bill is our Louisiana moment. There was a time when everybody moved to the New World, and buying the New World, like Louisiana or Alaska, was a good idea. What we have right now is a race to own cyberspace.